If you're like me, then the information I'm about to share with you is going to be extremely upsetting, disheartening, potentially hard to hear, so feel free to turn this video off now. But pretty much research suggests that we should actually be waiting 3 to 4 hours after waking up to drink our first cup of coffee. And I hate to admit I think they're right. So pretty much this has to do with cortisol levels and a few other things. I'm not going to get into the science of it. I'm just going to explain my own experience with this. So when I wake up and I drink coffee right away, I actually feel like I look forward to drinking the cup of coffee. I enjoy the cup of coffee, but then I do feel like my energy levels are a little kind of wonky afterwards. Meaning I feel like I come up quick, but then I feel more tired in the early afternoon than I would if I wait a few hours to have my first cup of coffee. So usually my morning routine, it's like I'm waking up, I'm having coffee, I'm going to the gym. What I realized though is on days where my routines changed and I'm up for a few hours, then I have coffee and then I'm doing other things, I actually have better energy levels throughout the day, which is super strange, and I don't know completely the science behind that, but like I said, guys, science is suggesting we wait 3 to 4 hours in the morning before we have our first cup of coffee. So here are the benefits of that, in my opinion. First thing, better energy levels throughout the day, massively important. Number two, a lot of times if we're like groggy, it's first thing in the morning, we're slamming back a cup of coffee or we're making a cup of coffee. Sometimes we rush kind of making that cup of coffee. That's why people are like, oh, I don't want to do pour overs. I only do pour overs on the weekend or this on the weekend because that's when they feel like they have more time. But if you're delaying that cup of coffee for 3 to 4 hours after waking, I mean, you could be making that coffee anywhere and you could really take your time with it, have like a nice coffee ritual, whether you're making like a pour over and being really thoughtful about that, or even just doing something a little more nuanced than a drip coffee maker like a French press. So that's kind of the benefit of it. But I think this is really interesting because critics of coffee will argue that we have like some sort of unhealthy dependency on it, which, in some cases, might be true. There is definitely some times where I've supplemented coffee in when I'm not sleeping too well. But I've always been able to kind of like play with my coffee intake in a very healthy manner in the sense that I can go days with having like very little coffee and days with having a lot of coffee. And I mean, as long as I'm sleeping well and I feel pretty good. But I would say that coffee is just an enjoyment. It's something I like. It also seems to align with some of my other goals in the sense of like physical health, things like that. So having coffee's never really been something that detracts from my life. It's something that gives to my life, and I feel like having this new relationship where I'm waiting a few hours in the morning before I have my first cup is actually making it even better. Because to be honest with you, I crave it even a bit more in a pleasurable way, not in like a I'm itching my neck kind of way. In a way where I'm like ready, I'm excited, and then boom, I have that cup of coffee, and then I cruise off the rest of the day. So, anyways, guys, just wanted to share this with you about the optimal time to drink coffee in the morning, just so that you could test it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you gonna try this? Or are you just gonna stick with the first thing in the morning? Because nothing wrong with that, anyways. If it works for you, it works for you. But this is just what science says. What does science know, anyways? You can drink coffee whenever you want.